So what is networking? Just shout out various things that you think networking is. Crisps, did someone say then?
Communicating with peers.
Meeting many people?
Communicating with peers.
Communicating. Talking, like that one. Say that again.
Count 5 cables. Oh, different type of networking.
Listening. Listening, right. Networking is actually just chatting. That's all it is. It's just having conversations with people. It's about getting to know people, and it's about developing relationships with people. Now, in the past, networking was done in very formal environments. Now it's no longer done like that. It's very informal. So that's all it is. It's just having conversations. If you go to a networking event as a business card and go up to somebody as a business card, you're going to put them off, because it's about developing a relationship for the long term with somebody. So, first exercise. What I would like you to do is I would like you to go and greet somebody that you've not met yet, and just say hello, introduce yourselves to each other, say what you do, and then go and sit back down. That's all I want you to do. And just be aware of what's happening on the boat. Now, that was interesting. People went up to each other, they shook hands, they smiled, they had conversations. Right, this time, you met the person you're about to go and talk to 25 years ago. You were at their wedding. You were at the christening of their children. You haven't seen them for 3 years because they've been abroad. Now what I want you to do is go up to a different person and greet them as if they were your best, oldest friend. Up to you, Sarah. Right, okay. Your best, oldest friend. You haven't seen them for 2 years. Now go and say hello to them as you would your best, oldest friend. Off you go. Hey, what was the difference between the first one and the second one? Got a kiss, lot noisier. There was lots of laughter. Who got a hug? I didn't get a hug. No one came and hugged me. When you're networking now, the second way is the way to do it. You don't go up and kiss and hug people, obviously, but that's the mentality that you should have when you're networking. You should have the mentality, I'm going to get to know the person, to develop the relationship with them, not simply to go and get a piece of work or a client. And exactly the same concept happens online. It's exactly the same process, the same mentality. Don't go as a business trying to get a piece of work or a client. Go trying to meet someone, develop a relationship, and business will then follow from that. Some of the things that are sensible to do. When you meet someone, try and use their name quite a lot in the first few minutes and then throughout the conversation. It helps you to cement their name in your head. And there's nothing more embarrassing than somebody else coming up to you that knows you and says, hello, can you introduce me? And you can't, because you haven't listened to what they've said. Make sure you actually listen to what they're saying, because when you're networking, it's a good idea to see whether there's anything the person is saying that you can help them with, maybe with somebody else, not necessarily yourself. So I've put people together with somebody else in the past. It hasn't been beneficial to me, but it's been beneficial to other people. So if you listen very carefully to what the person is saying, you might be able to help them with somebody else. You might also pick up on things that are useful to you. But lots of times, and I'm sure I've done it, I'm sure we've all done it, we've gone into a networking situation, we've started talking to somebody, and you've actually not listened to what they've been saying to you. So try to listen. Quite often I will move the conversation away from business and talk about personal things, because I want to get a relationship going with the person. And personal things are much more interesting. Who knows what an arctophile is? And Sally can't answer this question, because she does. Who knows what an arctophile is? An arctophile is somebody who collects teddy bears. My wife is 47, 48. She's got over 800 teddy bears at home. That's much more interesting than talking about networking or talking about coaching or anything like that. So if you can find a personal link with somebody, try and do that so that you grab that link and you can develop the relationship from that link. You don't have to then just talk about business. So I will often drop into the conversation the fact that Christine's got over 800 teddy bears. People then completely ignore me and talk about Christine's teddy bear collection. Don't just talk at people. How many people have been talked at a networking event? It's a nightmare. I was at a networking event a few years ago. A chap came up to me and said, "What does Avalon Solutions do?" So I started to tell him. Within 10 seconds he'd interrupted me, and 20 minutes later, blue in the face, he came up for air. 20 minutes talking at me. And then at the end of it, to add insult to injury, he said, "Thanks very much, I think we can do business," and he walked away. I don't network with him anymore because I don't want to. He's not interested in me, he's just interested in selling his stuff. And that's not what networking is about. So don't just talk at people, actually have a general conversation with people. Right, I've got another exercise, but I only need one person. This is going to be very interesting to do on this boat now. Sarah, can I borrow you?
Can I stand up?
Yes, yes, you need to come and stand here. Face that way at the moment. Right, this is going to be quite difficult to demonstrate on here. Excuse me. Don't panic, don't worry. Some of the things that you shouldn't do when you're networking, okay? Because it's invading people and you will not get a good reception, okay? So if you can turn around, face me. I'm going to come up to you, I'm just going to say hello and shake your hand. So I then want you to tell me who you are, what you do and where you do it, okay? Right, so hello, I'm Stuart.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Nice to meet you, sir. See, look, she can't do it. Instantly, she goes into a giggle, which is an embarrassment mode, and she can't do it. So when you're having a conversation with somebody, don't go right up to them and talk right at them. You need to give them some space. You need to give them some idea that you're not going to invade their personal space. Obviously, the same thing applies too far away. I have had one guy shout at me, saying, "Hello, hello," shook my hand and stood like this over here. So it was embarrassing. So try to be a normal person. Try to have a normal conversation. Don't get too close. Don't stand too far away. No, you haven't finished yet. Another thing that we talked about earlier on is about listening to people. Now again, I've experienced this same thing. I want you to just shake hands and just tell me who you are, what you do, and talk, okay? So hi, I'm Stuart.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Yeah.
I work in marketing at the College of Law.
Yeah, carry on. Yeah. Oh, sorry, you've stopped.
Yeah,
Right.
I've just stopped.
I have seen people walk up to someone, say hello, and then look everywhere else but apart from at that person. So try and avoid doing that. If you want to work the room, work the person and then move on to the next one. Now, I've got a friend who's 6'5". I'm only 5'8". He doesn't have to look around me, he just looks over my head. But he does it all the time. He's shaking your hand and instantly looking around at other people. Go and sit down now. Thank you, Sarah. Sorry, before you sit down, can you just tell everybody who you are, what you do and what you're looking for?
Okay, my name's Sarah. I work in marketing. I'm about to start a new role for the College of Law based in Guildford, and I'm just here to really get an understanding of the world of community marketing. That's it, really.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now the final thing that I was going to do, but I won't be able to here, is about dancing around. Now, I'm sure you've experienced this. The person who stands next to you and you're talking to them and then suddenly they move to there, so you turn that way, and then suddenly they move to there, so you turn that way. And you're dancing around with the person, and again, it's awkward. Try and avoid doing that sort of thing. Now, I've got one more exercise which takes a bit of explaining, okay? You need to get into pairs, and what we're going to be talking about is body language and how to use body language with integrity to develop a relationship and build rapport with people. So what I would like you to do is get into pairs, and I'd like you to have a conversation about a topic that you disagree about. Now you can make it up, doesn't matter. One person play a devil's advocate, and I'd like you to match or mirror each other's body language whilst you're having that conversation. Does everybody understand what you need to do? Okay, Do that just for about a minute and then sit straight back down and we'll go on to the next thing. So get into twos, match and mirror each other's body language and have a conversation that you disagree about. Just pick left or right politics or whatever. This time, with the same person, I'd like you to have a conversation with them that you disagree about, but this time don't match or mirror their body language. Don't match or mirror their body language. So you can turn away from them, you can walk away from them if you want to, but don't match or mirror their body language. Okay, conversation you disagree about, but don't match or mirror their body language. Okay, off you go. Okay, right, this time, I'd like you to have a conversation with the person where you are agreeing with each other and matching and mirroring each other's body language. Right, so agreeing with each other and matching and mirroring each other's body language. Okay? Last one. This time I want you to have a conversation where you agree with each other, but you mismatch each other's body language. So don't match each other's body language, but have a conversation about the topic that you agree on. Okay? Right, off you go. Can anyone tell me what you noticed between those conversations and the body language?
When you're agreeing with someone, copying their body language comes a lot more naturally.
Yep, very easy to do. Anything else?
If you're disagreeing with them and you copy their body language, it looks like you're taking a piss.
It can do if you're actually mimicking them, yes, but if you copy somebody's body language, even when you're disagreeing with them, that conversation is a lot easier than if you are mismatching their body language. So when you're networking, if you copy somebody's body language, not too obviously and with a lot of integrity, it will help you to build rapport quicker and it will help you to cement the relationship faster. So using body language is a good idea, not mimicking, because yes, they'll think you're taking the Michael, but actually doing it with integrity, but kind of following what they're doing will make those conversations a lot easier and it will help you to build rapport and develop the relationship. Are there any questions or comments? No? Good, I got off with that one. Right, thank you very much. I'll hand you back to Lindsay.